Hi, everybody. How are you guys? Hope everything is good and everyone is having a great day, I guess. I don't know what to say. I don't know when. I hope when you watch this video, it finds you well. How about that? This is a video about Suicide Squad, the movie trailer that just came out. It was released at Comic-Con on Saturday. And fuck. One day to go to Comic-Con and to have that good of a time is the dream. And then DC, Time Warner was smart and released it officially for the world, I guess 24 hours later. So everyone is watching Suicide Squad, obviously on YouTube, the trailer. The first trailer, over 3 minutes long. They're still filming this movie in Toronto, and it's not expected to... I guess it's coming out in August. I thought it was coming out in November, but I guess they pushed it up. So it's coming out August 2016. Full disclosure, I'm obviously a DC guy. I'm a pro-DC guy over Marvel. I like both. Most of us do. My preference is DC. And when I started collecting comics in 1985, when I was a tiny, tiny little kid, I had no idea Spider-Man and Batman weren't friends or weren't in the same universe. I had no idea. I was just buying comics at the local Red Rooster store back then in Lessard Mall. Yeah, West End, buying comics. And then there was a drugstore, I think it was a Shoppers Drug Mart, and I would buy comics there too, and I did that for months. And then I would buy comics in West Edmonton Village. There's a convenience store in West Edmonton Village in one of the 3 high-rises. This is totally for Edmonton people who've been to Edmonton or live in Edmonton. They're going to know what I'm talking about. There's a convenience store there, and I would buy comics there. So that's all I did for a good 9 months, I think, is I would just buy comics from those 3 places. I didn't know anything. I didn't know any... Like, I was a kid. And then I met this guy, and he introduced me to the world of the comic book store, which blew my mind. We went to a place on Stony Plain Road. I forget the name of it. I think it started with a T. But anyway, once he hooked me up to that store, I was on crack, comic crack forever. And I had a file... a membership there for like 4 years, and I collected comics from like 1985 to 1992 pretty much. Anyway, Suicide Squad. The reason I even knew who Suicide Squad was around 86, 87, this artist named John Byrne, who was a god in Marvel Comics. He was the artist for the Uncanny X-Men during the Chris Claremont run with the Dark Phoenix saga and so many other great tales. And then he took over, he was the writer-artist for the Fantastic Four for years, which was awesome. And he left Marvel to go to DC, which was huge back then. Even I was a kid, and when I heard about this, I was like, oh, that's a big deal. And part of the things he did when he came to DC was he reinvented Superman in the classic Man of Steel 6-part miniseries, and he introduced this series called Legends, which, from what I remember, was after Crisis on Infinite Earths, DC revamped the universe, made it a little bit simpler, tried to, just make it easier for people to understand. They killed off a lot of heroes, they changed some of the origins, they made Superman less powerful, even though he's still a god. They changed the origin of Wonder Woman, they changed the origin of Batman, and they did all these little things. And John Byrne did this 6-part miniseries called Legends, which was his introduction to the DC fan base. And the gist of that series, I'm pretty sure, was Darkseid had like lots of his minions to turn the tide of public opinion against superheroes. People didn't trust superheroes. People hated them, feared them, were scared of them, and there was a 6-part miniseries talking about those issues, which was... DC was so ahead of its time for a long time. That's why I think DC is the best comic book company in the world, because DC would do things that Marvel wouldn't even think about for a long time, and then Marvel would copy it. Sometimes Marvel would do a good job, and sometimes Marvel wouldn't. But anyway, Legends was the introduction to the Suicide Squad. I think they appeared in issue 3 or issue 4. I think it was 3, but I'm not sure. They were introduced, they were fucking awesome, and then, like, I don't know, 6 months after that or something, they came out with their own monthly series. I started buying it. I remember Deadshot, I remember Rick Flag, I remember Bronze Tiger a lot. Enchantress, I think, and a couple other members, Captain Boomerang, Amanda Waller. And anyway, I loved it. I collected Suicide Squad, I think, for about 2 years. Back then, that was a huge commitment. And anyway, they've come and gone through the DC universe. I think they've restarted and started that title multiple times. I started collecting Suicide Squad again with the New 52, which had Harley Quinn in it, and King Shark, and a whole bunch of other people. And it was still good. It's still awesome. It was, a fun read. But anyway, the fact that this is going to be the third movie in the DC cinematic universe is huge, because we've never seen a superhero villain movie ever. Marvel was going to do it with the Sinister Six, Columbia Pictures Sony, with the Spider-Man thing, but I'm guessing that's not happening anymore now that they're rebooting Spider-Man, they recast Spider-Man. So Suicide Squad is the first superhero team-up movie we're ever going to see. And I think it's going to be a huge success. DC has the best villains, in my humble opinion. DC Comics has the better villains, the best villains. Marvel has great villains. I mean, Spider-Man alone, his rogues gallery is pretty good, but DC, in my humble opinion, is right here for supervillains, and then Spider-Man's here, and then Marvel's below Spider-Man. And the trailer for this movie looks awesome. I know a lot of people seem to be upset with Will Smith being Deadshot. Let's be honest, Will Smith needs a hit. And this is smart for Will Smith to attach himself to the DC comic universe. Kind of like how The Rock is going to be Black Adam in Shazam. I mean, this is smart. And it's good for Time Warner, too, because regardless, Will Smith still has a pretty good track record, and a lot of people still love him, even though he's made some fucking shitty movies the last couple years. I have zero issue with Deadshot being a black guy. It's so weird. I'm going on a weird thing here, but the new Fantastic Four reboot, I hate that Johnny Storm is black. I hate it. It fucking pisses me off. But I had no problem with Nick Fury being black with the Ultimate Avengers and in the Marvel movies. I had no problem with the Kingpin being black in Daredevil, the Ben Affleck movie in 2003. And I have zero issue with Deadshot being black. But I get worked up over the Human Torch being black. So I don't know. I don't know what that is. Maybe because Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, means more to me as a character, as a white guy, than the others did. I mean, Kingpin was cool. Michael Clark Duncan did a good job of him. May he rest in peace. But Vincent D'Onofrio is the new Kingpin in the Daredevil Netflix series, which is good. But anyway, so I have zero issue with Deadshot being black. I think the casting of the movie looks amazing. It looks gritty, it looks violent, it looks dark. Yes, that's what DC's going for, because DC wants to have their movies more for adults, grown-ups, and they want to have repercussions. It's not joke, joke, joke. Like, Marvel movies are always... It's comedy now. Joke, joke, joke. Oh, look, we're fighting Ultron. Joke, joke, joke. Oh, look, we're fighting, Malkalith. Joke, joke, joke. Like... Seriously, look, Loki. Oh, he's so funny. Like, it's annoying. Marvel has a lot of good villains, but they're making them stupid jokes. Like, and I get it. Marvel is for kids. Disney is for kids. Marvel is popcorn entertainment now. We'll get a Winter Soldier every now and then. We'll get Avengers 1 and 2. But for the most part, Marvel movies are good, average popcorn entertainment fare. If Marvel keeps it up with... Depending on how Ant-Man goes, they're going to be the Fast and the Furious franchise. Like, seriously. You're going to have to turn off your brain to watch Marvel movies. And just be happy you were entertained while all the little kids buy the toys and everything. But DC seems like they're about something different. And I think that's a smart move. If Suicide Squad is rated R for some reason, I think that would be phenomenal. I love the trailer. I love the look. David Ayer, who directed this movie called Fury with Brad Pitt, it was a war movie, which I watched a couple months ago, was awesome. Gritty, dark, realistic, complex characters, lots of bad shit happens in war. And I think he helped write Training Day back in 2001, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. So I love that he's directing Suicide Squad, and it looks awesome. The tone looks right. It looks dark, gritty, violent. Apparently is going to be some humor, but it's not. It's going to be dark humor, you know, and Harley Quinn's in it. Obviously, she's going to be funny and have some one-liners. Joker is the Joker for however big his part's going to be. There's going to be a Batman cameo or something in that movie, which is going to be awesome. And the rest of the cast looks good. I mean, yeah, the new RoboCop's Rick Flag, whatever. Hopefully he does a good job. But I think Suicide Squad is going to be awesome. I have a lot of high hopes for this movie. I love the trailer. I've watched it about 25 times already. And I just think it's a step in the right direction. DC seems to be doing a lot of stuff that Marvel isn't going to do. Where DC's going to address why you can't have a huge battle in a major city and thousands of people die without consequences. You know, Marvel's just like, oh, everyone likes the Avengers. It's funny. Marvel fans never bring that up. It's funny. It's funny. Anyway, and DC's going to have Wonder Woman out. So that's going to be the first ever superhero movie featuring a woman as the lead character. So DC's going to do a lot of good stuff in the next couple years. So hopefully they don't screw it up. But anyway, I love the Suicide Squad. I was a longtime fan. Remember them from the 80s, the mid-80s. I just wanted to do a video saying I think the trailer looks awesome. I have a lot of high hopes for this movie. If it's rated R, that would be awesome. I think a lot of that will depend on how well Deadpool does. That's a whole other issue. That could be... I could fucking rant about Deadpool like I fucking rant about the Edmonton Oilers and their fans sometimes, but I won't yet. Suicide Squad. Comment below, let me know. Did you like the trailer? Are you worried about the movie? Do you think it's the right tone? Do you think it's the right cast? I mean, obviously, half this cast is probably going to die off. We don't know who the main bad guy is. We don't know any of the setup yet, which is great. They're still filming, so there's a lot to do. And I would think we'll get another trailer around Christmas time. And then, obviously, we'll get a trailer in front of Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, next March. So, yeah, that's it. I just wanted to share this with everybody, with my comic book loving friends who watch this video. Suicide Squad, DC, Marvel, all that good stuff. It's a good time to be a fucking superhero fan. It's a good time to love superheroes and comic book movies because there's so many, and so many of them are actually being well done. You know, this isn't like the early 2000s where the X-Men franchise was really good, and then Spider-Man franchise was really good, and then Hulk sucked, and then Daredevil was hit and miss, and Elektra was garbage, and then DC made Catwoman, which was garbage, and then DC was making joke Batman films like Batman and Robin, and then Ghost Rider came out, and then The Punisher came out with John Travolta. This is the best time to be a superhero fan. Since about 2008, moving forward, that's the golden age of superhero movies for our generation and fan base right now. Starting with Iron Man and The Dark Knight in 2008, everything's just been fucking pretty good since then. Yeah, there's been a couple speed bumps, but overall, this is the right time to be a superhero fan, whether you're DC, Marvel, or like both, and love superhero movies. So yeah, Suicide Squad, 2 thumbs up for the teaser trailer, full trailer, whatever, 3 minutes of love. And I think Will Smith is going to be awesome. I think Harley Quinn is going to be awesome. And as much as I fucking hate Jai Courtney, and I think he's a fucking cancer to movies, and he's fucking pretty much the worst actor alive today, even though he's had one good movie, Jack Reacher, Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang actually so far looks good. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Suicide Squad. All that. I might do another video later. We'll see. That's it. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Subscribe, comment, like, whatever. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Have a great day.